Hey everyone, it's Mooney coming to you from the University of North Texas, where I run the jazz guitar program. Benedetto artist, Sunnyside Records artist, got a Live at National Sawdust, my latest CD. This is Personalizing Jazz Vocabulary, my improv book from Mel Bay. Shout out to Jazz Guitar Today for collaborating with me on these videos. So I want to talk about the tune Just One of Those Things today, Cole Porter tune. And I teach this to my students a lot, this song, and it's sort of a larger category of long-form Cole Porter tunes. He has so many great songs. Some are your standard 32 bars, and then there's this other group of tunes that are longer forms. Just One of Those Things, From This Moment On is a good example. So in Love, It's All Right With Me. Concentrate on You is another one with very disputed chord changes, shall we say. Even I think Dream Dancing, I got to count the bars in that one, but that's a less played one. That's also longer form in the sense with Just One of Those Things specifically, where the A sections are 16 bars. Everything's twice as long with a little tag at the end. Does Just One of Those Things have a tag? I'll have to, we'll find out in a second. I know From This Moment On does. But this song has been recorded so many times. There's so many great versions. We're doing it in improv this semester, so I'm trying to sort of narrow it down to some versions that we can use as examples. As just kind of like a vocal rendition, I really love Sinatra on Swing Easy, which I guess is, what is that, mid-50s, mid to late 50s album where he does it in B minor, first chord B minor. And it's just such a great arrangement. Nelson Riddle. It's got it all, and it's kind of interesting. It's unique in some ways from the way this tune is usually presented in a jazz context, in that it's not that fast. It's just like, it's got that great like bounce to sort of a, I don't know, Freddie Green, Count Basie bounce, even though it's a Nelson Riddle. And then I guess on the other end of the spectrum you have like Lee Morgan on the Cooker, where it's in D minor and pretty fast. Taking it to ludicrous speed, we have Freddie Hubbard on the Hub of Hubbard, which is just, yeah, it's maybe a little too fast. I don't know, who am I to say, but it feels pretty fast. There's also, I have an LP at my house that I found at Recycled Books and Records here in Denton that I don't see on any kind of, I can't find anywhere else, of a Red Norvo trio with Jimmy Rainey and I guess Red Mitchell, so the sort of the Red Norvo trio after Tal Farlow and Mingus have left, and they do a version of Just One of Those Things. It's pretty burning. With Jimmy Rainey plays this incredible solo, but I don't, it's not on Spotify. Last time I checked, it's not on YouTube or anything like that. You kind of have to find the record, but it's really cool. Anyway, yeah, I could go through so many versions of this tune. So I'll maybe go through the harmony as as I understand it. There's always a really with every jazz standard, but I think that with a lot of these Cole Porter tunes, there's always disputed spots in the song in terms of the chord changes. But the basic idea is that if I do it in D minor, which is pretty standard, I think, you have D minor, and then E minor 7 flat 5 to A7. Or maybe just A7, 2 bars of D minor, 1 bar of E minor 7 flat 5, 1 bar of A7, and then C minor for a bar, C minor 7 to F7, and then most versions will go B minor 7 flat 5 to B flat minor 6, then A minor to D7, or maybe A flat 7, or maybe A flat diminished. It's hard to say. I guess in that instance, when the melody is the first A, the melody's a C, so it wouldn't really be diminished, but it could be D7 or A flat 7, or maybe D minor, I don't know, and then G minor, C7, F. So, and then the sort of turnaround at the end of the first A, what a lot of people do, they'll go F major, F sharp diminished, G minor, then down to E minor 7 flat 5, A7. And I'm pretty sure that's what they do on Louis Armstrong's version with Louis Armstrong with Oscar Peterson, which I feel like is a good, those records, Oscar Peterson Trio, Ray Brown, are good places to get changes for these kinds of tunes. I feel like, you get some pretty reliable, good changes on those records. So that's the first A. Second A, same deal. 2 bars of D minor, E minor 7 flat 5, A7, and then C minor, F7, B minor 7 flat 5, B flat minor, A minor. And there you could go. You could probably go A flat diminished if you wanted, since the melody. If the melody is D there, is the melody D there? I can't remember. But you know, it's always a little funny. 3 6 2 5. Is it going to be 3 flat 3 diminished, 3 6? Is it going to be minor or dominant? And you listen to a million versions, and you get a million. Well, not a million, since there's only 3 possibilities, but a lot of variety. Then a 2 5 back to F, and then this time going to the bridge. Usually it just stays on F for a couple bars, and then a 2 5 to E flat. Although there's a really some good versions of Kurt Rosenwinkel playing this live, where he goes going into the bridge. He goes F major to F diminished, or actually F major. I'm sorry, F major 6 to like B diminished. It's the same diminished, and then F minor, B flat 7. And I didn't find anyone else doing that, but he does it pretty consistently on his versions. Then the bridge, we got E flat, kind of turns around in the key of E flat, like 1, maybe E diminished, or E flat to C7, F minor, B flat 7, E flat major, then a 2 5 to C. And then here we have another one of these famous Cole Porter minor 7 flat 5 walk down thing. So C major for a couple bars. Sometimes people will go C major, A minor, and then F minor 7 flat 5. I can't say that today. F minor, E minor, or maybe C over E. E flat diminished. And then here's maybe the sort of disputed spot of the tune, because like on Sinatra, they have a little break there, so you don't really know what the chord is. But Oscar Peterson, you know, with Louis Armstrong, they also do, after they get to this E flat diminished, they treat it as like a D7, you know, 5 of G minor. And then you got G minor, C7, E minor, A7, back to D minor. That's what Ray Brown is playing anyway. G, C, E, A, back to D. And then the last day is pretty much the same thing. And yeah, there's no tag on this song. I don't know why I was thinking of it. I was thinking of From This Moment On, or any number of So In Love, any number of other long form Cole Porter tunes that stick a little tag on the end. You know, you got so it's haunting me now and then. It was great fun, but it was just one of those things. And then that's pretty much the harmony. One thing that I thought was kind of interesting about this song, that it only occurred to me recently, is that those first 8 bars or so of the A section are almost the same, or are the same, as Tom Jobim tunes like How Insensitive, where you have like, if you think of the second chord of How Insensitive as being C sharp diminished, I mean, it could, harmonically, that's the same as like A7, right? A7 flat 9, and then a C minor, and then there's a B minor 7 flat 5. From there, the songs diverge, but it was just one of those things. Just one of those crazy flings. And I pointed this out on the internet somewhere, and a friend of mine from New Orleans said, "Yeah, I agree with you," or wrote, you know, on social media, "I agree with you, except I don't think that the chord is B minor 7 flat 5. I think the chord is B flat major." And of course, as sometimes happens with me, you know, I learn these tunes from different places, sometimes from fake books. I always confess that a lot of these tunes I learned from, you know, the original real book, just my generation. That's where a lot of people learn tunes. And then over the years, I've kind of, oh, what did I play there? Okay, that's not right. This is what they play. But then, you know, you listen to 10 versions and you get 10 different sets of changes. So I went back, I was like, okay, has my life been a lie up to this point? Have I been playing the wrong song, chords on just one of those things, and preaching that it's all about, you know, how do I play over this B minor 7 flat 5 to B flat minor, which has caused me a lot of grief, because it's kind of a tricky progression at times to play over. So I went back, you know, and listened to a bunch of different versions. And as far as I can tell, Most versions do have the B minor 7 flat 5, the B flat minor. It's possible on the Lee Morgan that they go to B flat major, and some of them, you know, it's so fast, and you know, old records from the 50s or whatever, sometimes the bass player, even though it's Paul Chambers on the Cooker, and Pepper Adams, so great, Philly Joe, Bobby Timmons, even though, you know, he's super clear with the pitches that he plays, and great walking lines, of course, but just the fidelity of the recording, I'm trying to listen, and it's really fast, and I'm like, yeah, I guess it's probably B flat major, I don't know, and I'd have to transcribe the solo, and I haven't listened to it in that detail, but most versions, I think, do that. They do that progression. Basic thing, and but I kind of wish it were B flat, because you know, play into that B minor, it kind of can mess up the flow for me a little bit. And what I do with the B minor 7 flat 5 when I'm thinking about this tune, first of all, it's kind of a deceptive progression, right? We kind of want it to go to B flat, then it would make sense as a 2-5, but so I kind of still think of that as D minor, you know, because the upper structure of B minor 7 flat 5 is D minor, you know, and of course there's the whole thing about, I guess it was Monk and Dizzy Gillespie talking about that a minor 7 flat 5 chord is really a minor 6 chord with a 6 in the bass, so a D minor 6 with B in the bass. It's another way to think of B minor 7 flat 5. So I try to just like feel the need to even play the note B there. I mean, I don't know if I consciously avoid it, maybe I do, but of course that short improvisation right there is at a pretty slow tempo, and this tune can creep up there. I feel confident, I guess. My tempo, I'll probably do another video about playing at tempos. You know, it's daunting as a guitarist, you know, when confronted with all these burning recordings of trumpet players and saxophone players, and some guitar players, yes, but, you know, it's a challenge to play coherently at like 300 beats per minute, you know, on the guitar, on any instrument, but particularly, you know, the mechanics of our instrument are not, I don't know, conducive, I think, to playing legato and nice smooth lines like a saxophone would play. Although you can check out, there was a live solo concert that came out sometime, I think, was it last year, sometime maybe over the summer, of Kurt Rosenwinkel playing solo guitar, and he plays a lot of his tunes. It's great. And then as an encore, he plays just one of those things. I clocked it. I think it's about 300. And he's pretty coherent and pretty killer, and he does play this chord on the song. I'm going to play on this tune. I'm trying to do it at a respectable tempo. I think I'm at 270. Something like that, 260. So yeah, check it out. Hope you enjoy it.
you.